Narayana. Om Namo Narayana. Welcome, friends. Keeping the intellect alert, awakening it to the knowledge, awakening it to the highest knowledge, and living according to that knowledge. Although the highest, most beautiful way of living human life, but how difficult it is. But an intelligent man chooses that difficulty and thus keeps on adding to his intellect the authentic knowledge and uses that knowledge to ease his life from all uneasinesses, diseases. Here we are in our classes getting the guidance from our Rishi Muni Parampara to equip our intellects with the correct and highest knowledge. Good, you are here. May we seriously, sincerely put our efforts from our side and also seek the help and cooperation from all the positive universal forces that this pure, true, honest, selfless endeavor of ours, non harming effort of ours of gaining the true, authentic, higher knowledge, be unobstructedly successful. Thereby, day by day, we are growing and glowing in our correct understandings, knowledges, theory, and practice. That's why this Veda Parayanam to sharpen our intellect, common sense thought to test our intellect, Mantrocharana to use our intellect, Sankalpa to equip our intellect, Mantrocharana Sahita Sankalpa, Shanti Mantra. Then Upanishad Mantra to make our intellect familiar with finally what it is given for. And the Upanishad Adhyanam is the fulfillment of our intellect only. Here we are, while doing so, mindful about our individuality, whether it is properly growing or not, like a tree. When it is planted, if it doesn't grow properly and becomes obstacle to the travelers en route, that will be removed. Instead, if the tree grows straight, everybody thanks it and it is watered, taken care properly. So to our individuality should be an asset to ourselves in totality only. What are the qualities that are required for that? In it, the Loka Sevaka Adi attitudes we have to understand, develop. For that purpose also we are here. Then the Parabrahma Ishvara Jagannatha Devatagana Gurugana Shastragana Nirantara Smarana and their Astitva Svikruti, their Mahima Svikruti, then egolessly know that they are there to help us and without ego invoke their help and use their help not for the ego but for the true evolution. For that purpose also we are here. May all these divine Shaktis who are watching us be pleased with our these pure noble intentions, attitudes, and be with us always. May we become such personality that everybody is ready to help us when we need it, work with us when we have beautiful visions. Starting with our first program, Chandogya Upanishad Parayanam. In the Veda Parayanam, we are into the fourth अध्याय fourth khanda Satyakama Jabala. We saw yesterday. Today we'll see the fifth one small, sixth one small, seventh one small. तीन चार चार 11 मंत्र है. Let us do them. ओम अथ वेद पारायणम अथ सामवेदीय छांदोग्योपनिषद अथ चतुर्थोऽध्यायः पंचमखण्डः. ओम अथ हैनं ऋषभोऽभ्युवाद. ओम अथ हैनं ऋषभोऽभ्युवाद सत्यकाम इति सत्यकाम इति भगव इतिह प्रतिशुश्राव. भगव इतिह प्रतिशुश्राव प्राप्ताः सौम्य सहस्रगं स्मः. प्राप्ताः सौम्य सहस्रगं स्मः. प्रापयन आचार्यकुलं प्रापयन आचार्यकुलं ब्रह्मणश्च ते पादं ब्रवाणीति. ब्रह्मणश्च ते पादं ब्रवाणीति ब्रवीतु मे भगवानिति. ब्रवीतु मे भगवानिति तस्मै होवाच. तस्मै होवाच. प्राचीदिक्कला प्रतीचीदिक्कला प्राचीदिक्कला प्रतीचीदिक्कला दक्षिणादिक्कला उदीचीदिक्कला दक्षिणादिक्कला उदीचीदिक्कला. एष वै सौम्य चतुष्कलः. एष वै सौम्य चतुष्कलः. पादो ब्रह्मणः प्रकाशवान् नाम. पादो ब्रह्मणः प्रकाशवान् नाम. स य एतमेवं विद्वान् चतुष्कलं पादं. स य एतमेवं विद्वान् चतुष्कलं पादं ब्रह्मणः प्रकाशवान् इति उपास्ते. ब्रह्मणः प्रकाशवान् इति उपास्ते. प्रकाशवान् अस्मिन् लोके भवति. प्रकाशवान् अस्मिन् लोके भवति. प्रकाशवतोह लोकान् जयति. प्रकाशवतोह लोकान् जयति. य एतमेवं विद्वांश्चतुष्कलं पादं. य एतमेवं विद्वांश्चतुष्कलं पादं ब्रह्मणः प्रकाशवान् इत्युपास्ते. ब्रह्मणः प्रकाशवान् इत्युपास्ते. See what we chanted now. What was we seeing? We were seeing as the prakasha, the understanding. अथ षष्ठः खण्डः. अथ षष्ठः खण्डः. अग्निष्टे पादं वक्तेति. अग्निष्टे पादं वक्तेति सः शोभूते गा अभिप्रस्थापयाञ्चकार. सः शोभूते गा अभिप्रस्थापयाञ्चकार. ता यत्राभिसायं बभूवुः. ता यत्राभिसायं बभूवुः तत्राग्निमुपसमाधाय. तत्राग्निमुपसमाधाय गा उपरुध्य. गा उपरुध्य समिधमाधाय. समिधमाधाय पश्चात् अग्नेः प्राङ्गुपोपविश. पश्चादग्नेः प्राङ्गोपविवेश. प्राङ्गोपविवेश. प्राङ्गुपोपविवेश. तमग्निरभ्युवाद सत्यकाम इति. तमग्निरभ्युवाद सत्यकाम इति भगव इतिह प्रतिशुश्राव. भगव इतिह प्रतिशुश्राव ब्रह्मणः सौम्य ते पादं ब्रवाणीति. ब्रह्मणः सौम्य ते पादं ब्रवाणीति ब्रवीतु मे भगवानिति. ब्रवीतु मे भगवानिति तस्मै होवाच. तस्मै होवाच. पृथ्वी कला अंतरिक्षं कला. पृथ्वी कला अंतरिक्षं कला. द्यौः कला समुद्रः कला. द्यौः कला समुद्रः कला. एष वै सौम्य चतुष्कलः पादः. एष वै सौम्य चतुष्कलः पादः ब्रह्मणः अनन्तवान् नाम ब्रह्मणः अनन्तवान् नाम स य एतमेवं विद्वान् चतुष्कलं पादं स य एतमेवं विद्वांश्चतुष्कलं पादं ब्रह्मणो अनन्तवान् इत्युपास्ते ब्रह्मणो अनन्तवान् इत्युपास्ते अनन्तवान् अस्मिन् लोके भवति अनन्तवान् अस्मिन् लोके भवति अनन्तवतोह लोकान् जयति अनन्तवतोह लोकान् जयति य एतमेवं विद्वांश्चतुष्कलं पादं य एतमेवं विद्वांश्चतुष्कलं पादं ब्रह्मणोऽनन्तवान् इत्युपास्ते ब्रह्मणोऽनन्तवान् इत्युपास्ते अथ सप्तमः खण्डः अथ सप्तमः खण्डः हगंसस्ते पादं वक्तेति हगंसस्ते पादं वक्तेति सहस्रोभूते गा अभिप्रस्थापयाञ्चकार सहस्रोभूते गा अभिप्रस्थापयाञ्चकार ता यत्राभिसायं बभूवुः ता यत्राभिसायं बभूवुः तत्राग्निमुपसमाधाय तत्राग्निमुपसमाधाय गा उपरुध्य समिधमाधाय गा उपरुध्य समिधमाधाय पश्चाद् अग्नेः प्राङ् उपोपविवेश पश्चादग्नेः प्राङ्गुपोपविवेश तगं हगंस उपनिपत्य अभ्युवाद तगं हगंस उपनिपत्याभ्युवाद सत्यकाम इति सत्यकाम इति भगवतिः प्रतिशुश्राव भगव इतिः प्रतिशुश्राव ब्रह्मणः सौम्यते पादं ब्रवाणीति ब्रह्मणः सौम्यते पादं ब्रवाणीति ब्रवीतु मे भगवानिति ब्रवीतु मे भगवानिति तस्मै होवाच अग्निः कला सूर्यः कला चन्द्रः कला विद्युत् कला अग्निः कला सूर्यः कला चन्द्रः कला विद्युत् कला एष वै सौम्य चतुष्कलः पादः एष वै सौम्य चतुष्कलः पादः ब्रह्मणः ज्योतिष्मान्नाम ब्रह्मणो ज्योतिष्मान्नाम स य एतमेवं विद्वान् चतुष्कलं पादं स य एतमेवं विद्वांश्चतुष्कलं पादं ब्रह्मणः ज्योतिष्मानित्युपास्ते ब्रह्मणः ज्योतिष्मानित्युपास्ते ज्योतिष्मान् अस्मिन् लोके भवति ज्योतिष्मान् अस्मिन् लोके भवति ज्योतिष्मतोह लोकान् जयति ज्योतिष्मतोह लोकान् जयति य एतमेवां विद्वान् चतुष्कलं पादं य एतमेवं विद्वान् चतुष्कलं पादं ब्रह्मणो ज्योतिष्मानित्युपास्ते ब्रह्मणो ज्योतिष्मानित्युपास्ते ओम शान्तिः 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 वेरी गुड टुगेदर ओम अथ छान्दोग्योपनिषद चतुर्थोऽध्यायः पंचमः खण्डः ओम अथ हैनं ऋषभोऽभ्युवाद सत्यकाम इति भगव इतिः प्रतिशुश्राव प्राप्ताः सौम्य सहस्रकं स्मः प्रापयन आचार्यकुलं ब्रह्मणश्च ते पादं ब्रवाणीते ब्रवीतु मे भगवानिति तस्मै होवाच प्राचीदिक्कला प्रतीचीदिक्कला दक्षिणादिक्कला उदीचीदिक्कला एष वै सौम्य चतुष्कलः पादः ब्रह्मणः प्रकाशवान् नाम स एतमेवं विद्वान् चतुष्कलं पादं ब्रह्मणः प्रकाशवान् इत्युपास्ते प्रकाशवान् अस्मिन् लोके भवति प्रकाशवतो वा लोकान् जयति य एतमेवं विद्वान् चतुष्कलं पादं ब्रह्मणः प्रकाशवान् इत्युपास्ते अथ षष्ठ खण्डः अग्निष्टे पादं वक्तेति सहस्रोभूते गा अभिप्रस्थापयाञ्चकार ता यत्राविसायं बभूवुः तत्र अग्निमुपसमाधाय गा उपरुध्य समिधम् आधाय पश्चादग्नेः प्राङ्गुपोपविवेश तमग्निरभ्युवाद सत्यकाम इति भगवैतिः प्रतिशुश्राव ब्रह्मणः सौम्यते पादं ब्रवाणीति ब्रवीतु मे भगवानिति तस्मै होवाच पृथ्वी कलान्तरिक्षं कला द्यौः कला समुद्रः कला एष वै सौम्य चतुष्कलः पादः ब्रह्मणः अनन्तवान् नाम स एतमेवं विद्वान् चतुष्कलं पादं ब्रह्मणो अनन्तवान् इत्युपास्ते अनन्तवान् अस्मिन् लोके भवति अनन्तवतोह लोकान् जयति एतमेवं विद्वान् चतुष्कलं पादं ब्रह्मणः अनन्तवान् इत्युपास्ते इति षष्ठः खण्डः। अथ सप्तमः खण्डः। अगंसस्ते पादं वक्तेते सहस्रो भूते गा अभिप्रस्तापयाञ्चकार ता यत्र अविसायं बभूवुः तत्र अग्निम् समाधाय गा उपरुध्य समिधमाधाय पश्चात् अग्नेः प्राङ्गुपोपविवेश तगं हगंस उपनिपत्याभ्युवाद सत्यकाम इति भगव इति ह प्रतिशुश्राव ब्रह्मणः सौम्य ते पादं ब्रवाणीति ब्रवीतु मे भगवानिति तस्मै होवाच अग्निः कला सूर्यः कला चन्द्रः कला विद्युत् कला एष वै सौम्य चतुष्कलः पादः ब्रह्मणः ज्योतिष्मान्नाम स य एतमेवं विद्वान् चतुष्कलं पादं ब्रह्मणः ज्योतिष्मानित्युपास्ते ज्योतिष्मानस्मिन् लोके भवति ज्योतिष्मतोः लोकाञ्जयति य एतमेवं विद्वान् चतुष्कलं पादं ब्रह्मणः ज्योतिष्मानित्युपास्ते ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः। Aha, wonderful Satyakama Jabala story with so much of jnanam. Aha, Adbhutaha. We will be studying it after this Upanishad. Now, friends, thank you for your healthy, wonderful cooperation of being here in doing these chantings and other classes. May we be able to do all this with increased perfection day by day in our attitudes, intentions, concentrations, etc. Forget the outer world. Inside, how much we are tuning to all these activities and getting the due benefit out of them. May we focus on that too. Second aspect of the day, friends, today, common sense thought. Very small one, uh, precisely discussed common sense. What it is key, देखो, day by day, the comforts are increasing, the purchasing capacities are increasing, luxuries are increasing, amenities are increasing to all compared to what was there 40, 30 years back. If you see that, that poverty getting reduced, people are becoming sufficient in the livelihood. Exceptions are always there. And yet, if you really look into the world, entire world of humanity, human beings, you just still see that how the people are still suffering so much within, the inexplicable fears, the misery, sadnesses, melancholy, how much the humanity going through. Most of it is, in fact, the unexplainable sorrows people are suffering, especially in their relation with the fellow human beings, especially in their own domestic activities or at their own home. Amma, ki, so much of suffering because of the misunderstandings between the people, because of the intolerances between the people, because of the non acceptances of the people, because of the exceeding demands and wants from the other person. Then too much of that Mahatvakanksha of I have to be supreme, I have to dominate. Other person should just be suppressed and listen to me. Like that with so many of the delusions, moha we call, that the human beings, with all their academic, scientific educations, with all their lots of money earned and getting comforts like houses and cars, still becoming so much miserable by their own reasons. These are all called moha, the kamana moha. Why moha? Because that is not required to be there. The krodha moha, the lobha moha, the irshya moha, that the ahankara moha. With that, they are creating hell. Being human, instead of living the life of celebration every moment, living the life of joy, greater achievements, contributions, you just go. Those things which were limited only to some places of utter non-education, utter, animalistic tendencies, or the uncultured, untrained people, there were the fightings, quarrels. There was a time. Other people used to live decently. Now every house, they don't talk. If they talk, they only fight. Even if they don't talk, continuously they are fighting only inside with the other partner, whoever they may be, with all these negativities and making the naraka of their own life. So, what is today's thought is, first and foremost, you and I have to recognize that these are the things which are not wanted, that are ruling my mind and heart, and then ruining also my life. First, I have to come out of all my days self made, self created, self misery giving traits of all these negativities. How do you do? Only one solution, the wisdom gained through vichara, that the life is not to be lived like this, the life should be lived like that. With this vichara janita wisdom is the only way for the avichara janita, ajnana janita, durguna janita, durvyavahara janita, dukkha ke liye, there's only samadhan. First, you and I should recognize and eliminate all those inner negativities and the wrong ways of our relating with the people around, and thus achieve for ourselves, first of all, you and I, a reasonably better and comfortable and satisfactory life. That now I am not a liability to myself. All those negativities which are listed just now are to a great extent consciously eliminated by me with my efforts, abhyasa yoga, after understanding that they are the cause of all my personal dukkha. I also eliminated from my side all the mistakes by readjusting my relation as well as practical vyavahara with all my people to begin with, my own family. And I practice it with all the people around too. And to a great extent, consciously, I am behaving with people in such a manner that neither they are miserable and reacting, nor I am having regrets and guilts that why did I do that? Why did I speak like that? These things have gone. This is called the real education. This is called as the real richness, wherein I am such a personality that I am not a cause of misery to myself, and I am such a matured person that in my behavior, nobody is hurt, nobody is troubled, nobody is defeated, nobody is cheated, nobody is humiliated. All are finding that comfort in my presence. So, that beautiful maturity of knowledge born only out of vicharana, I am living it. Ensure that within few weeks or months, then take up this mission. You know, starting with your own. The other families, like you are the children's families, बेटे का family, बेटे कोशिश करना to bring to them, है ना, that within you only these are the variety of mistakes at your mind level, at your thought level, it's your wrong understanding level, wrong attitude level, wrong intention level, which you are living life or behaving like a pashu, that you are suffering and troubling others too, which is not the purpose of life. We have never come to suffer, isn't it? Are we here to suffer as a human being? Hindi में yes, सुहाना suffer और मौसम हंसी, not for the English suffer, isn't it? So taking that project as an individual or a collective group of 5 6 people or a starting even an organization, घर घर में सुखहाल खुशहाल, you give a title to that organization, isn't it? And go to house. Not that it is not happening. There are very many forums which are addressing this issue. You understand? But they are not sufficient. Much more. Every individual should become a mission who is thinking that he can do this and who thinks that it is required and who is truly wise enough. Forming such groups, घर घर जाकर वहां का जो बेहाल है उसको खुशहाल बनाना चाहिए. That quarrels between wife and husband, between parents and children, just ego it is. Just it is too much dominance it is. Just it is inability to control the emotions of the mind. All richnesses are there, all comforts are there. Instead of being happy for small little things, making them big issues, suffering so much, including the man woman handling physically and going up to the court level for separations or for talking to each other or getting separated and living independently. And हर पल दम घुट के दुखी होते हो ना मरते रहना. Is it required? Who is addressing this issue in a big way? बताओ. मैं तो चाहता हूँ गवर्नमेंट खुद ही एक कुछ ऐसा अभियान शुरू करे कि घर घर में मनशांति. Yes, you are giving your other work to the country as a government of easing the financial problems. Understood. Good, it's required. But it is not going to make a person happy. There were days without all these comforts, people were more happy with their mutual maturities. And nowadays, सब comforts है but दुखी है. She is a doctor, he is a doctor. Both are earning एक crore रुपए, fair and foul means. And yet there is a misunderstanding. There is suffering. And he is a business magnate and she is a social magnate. Both magnates are attacking so much money, comforts, outside, lot of respect, etc. are mutually suffering. Where are we not seeing this method nowadays? Everywhere. We just talked about domestic. Everywhere you see the relation between boss and subordinate. It's not any only the work based. वो तो होता है 10 15 20%. More is the ego based. More is the delusion based. मोह कहते हैं ना, immaturity based. Not knowing as to how one has to maintain oneself, one has to conduct with others. See the amount of sometimes that violence happening between the neighbors. थोड़ा high fi locality में they don't know who is neighbor at all. That is a third class life. The other localities में every day the neighbors misunderstand each other, fight with. अरे भाई अब कट्टे रह रहे हो, थोड़ा कोऑपरेट करो, कोऑर्डिनेट करो, eradicate the distance differences, don't value them. So wherever we are, even on the road, the people meeting for 1 second, 2 seconds, they fight with each other. Don't you see that? In a shop, the quarrel between customers as a shopkeeper. So the whole human mind is so polluted with these lot of delusions, as we said. भैया इन इन आप मानसिक बीमारियों से गुजर रहे हो जिस कारण से अपने आप से ना खुश हो, दूसरों से भी नाखुश हो और दूसरों को भी नाखुश या दुखी कर रहे हो. Unless if this is not addressed, the humanity with all comforts will be such a suicidally miserable within that the life whole is failure only. So that abhiyan, सरकार करे या ना करे, ग्रुप फॉर्म हो जाए तो अच्छी बात है. Otherwise, we ourselves, individually, make some attempts. And ways are there many. You can go and address them, you can make pamphlets and send them, you can write songs, make articles. Best of the thing is these 3 minutes, 4 minutes of videos nowadays. For entertainment's sake, millions people are taking out. Somebody can take up this abhiyan of 2 3 minutes videos in which why at the home the problems, dukkhas crop up, what are the solutions? Isn't it? In that way, today's common sense thought is that domestic violences, domestic miseries, domestic dukkhas should be reduced. And that is seen so much in the world. सब छुपे छुपे दम घुट के रो रहे हैं. And nobody can tell others because others also in the same dukha. And when we go to somebody's house, if they invite outside so smilingly, they invite us, and they think we don't understand seeing the atmosphere. In that house, there is daily Daiva Asura Sangrama. Sorry, Asura Asura Sangrama. Every day goes on. There is no Daiva. Hmm. वो एटमॉस्फेयर से पता चल जाता है वहां. In this house, people don't talk, they bark at each other. They're so egoistic, they're so selfish. There's so much about, what I say that has to happen, that type of thing. Intolerances, restlessnesses, what I say that alone, these are all not the way of the living life. Don't make the life miserable for the materialistic things that I alone want or the egos. This is one big abhiyan. And many people are doing, many organizations are trying. There are forums that are there, good. Even the doctors are there for counseling, psychologists are there. चल रहा है, but और चाहिए. दुख बहुत हो रहा है दुनिया. Now, as a here the spiritual person, one more thing we add. What is it? Whenever we that way do, which is missed in all these forums, is address to the people that spirituality is the only solution. The spirituality of the values, the spirituality of mutual love, respect, spirituality of the devotion, and the ultimate spirituality of Tattva Jnana alone is the final solution for all the problems, rather, dissolution for all problems. That also has to be added, isn't it? You and I are studying the Shastras, dekho, Dukkheshu Anudvignamanaha Sukheshu Vigata Spruha Vidaraga. We are studying in Gita. And why the dukkhas come in our life? Because Hriday mein kamanaye hain, which was already seen in the earlier mantra. Prajhat yada kaman. So, the spiritual thought, spiritual vision, both of Tattvajnana as well as the bhakti. The more it is taken into the people, and the more they involve in it, it gives such an inner maturity. Like if I am a spiritual seeker. And for that I have to make my mind calm and quiet. That one goal of mine that I have to be calm and quiet, is it not sufficient for me to tolerate others, to love others, to accept others? बस एक thought ही मुझे ये सारे values दिला देता है. Because I know I don't want to disturb my mind. It is required for my deep inner study. In that way, while addressing all these issues and telling them that these are the places where your attitude has to be changed, your intention has to be changed, your vocal expression has to be changed, your physical expressions have to be changed. While telling all these things which are childlike only, but क्या है ना जरूरत पड़ रहा है. Because people are losing sight. The academic study, profession, earning money, यही कर रहे हैं वो लोग और indulge in the things through the money earned. Other than that, the human behavioral aspects में trainings are not given. Earlier, the parents used to teach the children. Now, the parents themselves are substandard in their way of life. What the children will learn from them, isn't it? So, bringing all these aspects into the light so that the every house is as it should be poured outside. Ananda Nilayam goes without saying. मेरा घर आनंद निलय है. We love each other. We understand each other's limitations. We don't cross our limits. We really, each one's weaknesses we know. We support each other to grow out of them. Like that, every house should be there in that street. वो पूरा street मोहल्ला ही full of that cohesiveness, togetherness within the family, between the families. Like that, all the streets in that particular town, isn't it? Can't it be achieved? Or should it continue that the people fight at home, fight on the roads, fight in the office, everywhere, the fighting, the clash of egos? What an immaturity. What a making a hell out of this life. So while giving that knowledge of being patience, knowledge of being tolerant, knowledge of being accepting others, knowledge of adjusting, some sacrifices are required while adjusting. ये सब बताते हुए tell that the family that which prays together stays together as it goes, that has to be brought. Be within spiritual, be as a family become spiritual. Then that prayatna of yours is seen by that Ishvara who is very much there. So he will give such wisdom. And the wisdom always is matured as the love and mutual respect. And that love always expresses as the tolerance and help to each other rather than troubling others for oneself, one's own selfishness. नो ऐसा नहीं होता. ज्ञानी बंदा प्रेमी बनता है, प्रेमी बंदा सेवक बनता है. They go together. So the Lord will give that wisdom when we are spiritual, devotional. When we are spiritual, even in the Tattva Jnana Vishaya, that adds up to the maturity. You can see in your own life, those who are coming to the class regularly, understandings are coming. Other than your own very deep, strong nature, which will not go till the death, or you carefully eradicate it. But otherwise, in many occasions, our behaviors are little bit improving upon because of spirituality. So today's thought is, अपने घर को नरक नहीं बनाओ, उसको स्वर्ग बनाओ. इसी तरह take up the abhiyana, organize, variety of meetings, forums, call in your own colony, and a free lancing. And for that, the great Mahatmas, Gurus who have the great spiritual knowledge, scriptural knowledge, experience, love, who have studied so many Shastras, who can give examples. ऐसे संत महात्माओं को involve करो. Or anybody. Other wise people also are there. And even you can bring out the books in that what are the problems that are faced in the family. What are the causes of those problems? What are the solutions? What should be an ideal house should look like? ऐसे किताबें pamphlets print करो छापो, send them. We should not see or be irresponsible regarding these miseries that are happening in the houses. पल पल लड़ाई होता है कुछ कुछ घरों में तो. Intolerance. They get up morning only to fight with each other. Small issues. And the biggest fights are nowadays between the mother and daughter. भयंकर दुष्ट राक्षसी की तरह लड़ते दोनों. And the mother doesn't like the behavior of daughter of the laziness, etc. And the daughter cannot tolerate to mother's disciplining her. Otherwise, why the girls leave and go to the hostels and all? Do you think it is not understandable or what? It's not only for that job and study. That may be a big reason, no doubt. But other reason is what? The stupid girl is hostel mein dal de. The mother says, not that, thank God, that's better to me. That what is less rakshasi than you. It's not to all. Father and son, they fight, but they don't talk with each other. The trouble is not that much. But the mother and daughter, how many houses? Anyone, see, dekho, who are the two people fight is secondary. The primary is they are stupid and ignorant. That is enough, isn't it? That stupid ignorant, किससे भी लड़ेंगे वो लोग. And because of some attachment, selfishness, with some other people they gel with too, but with others again they can't. Every funny thing that's happening in this world. Another mother and son together they fight with father, or father and daughter together and fight with mother, or mother daughter together and they beat others. और क्या हो रहा है? Isn't it? Is it a way of living? What a ignorance! Not understanding that all this tamasha is going on in my own mind, which has to be controlled or arrested there. It's nothing but thought flow. It's nothing but the thought given an action, which is becoming cause of all that misery. सो उसको उस तरह ठीक करो, अंदर की बात है वो साथ में जोड़ो स्पिरिचुअलिटी. एंड मैं तो कहता हूं हर दिन ऐसा प्रार्थना कि पूरा हर एक घर में नो दैट म्यूचुअल लव एंड अंडरस्टैंडिंग रेस्पेक्ट should happen so that their house is as joyful as Swarga. That prayers to the divine will also help. I to do that Baba every day. कोई भी घर में किसी तरह का लड़ाई झगड़ा ना हो, सब प्यार से मिलकर रहे, then that's possible when one is matured, when one is spiritual too. What is your and my job in this regard? That's the topic today. पहले खुद को संभालें, अपने घर में रोशनी जगाएं, see to it, then go to the world and help others. When we are honest, when we are well planned, definitely will be very effective. If not in eradicating the domestic dukkha completely, थोड़ा तो रिलीफ तो मिलेगा. एटलीस्ट है ना, 10-20% भी कम हुआ तो अच्छी बात है कि नहीं. टॉक मोर एंड मोर ऑफ दैट. Otherwise, lost in that materialism, lost in that selfishness, lost in the ego, people are, see why so many divorces, second marriage, third marriage, fifth marriage. अरे बेशरम, is it that Indian way? And that is justified. I explain. See, I cannot tolerate, couldn't stay with him. Therefore, I married 3 days. Mein फिर तलाक. What is this? Culturally, also, it is not correct. And it's a proof that you don't have the heart in you, the love in you, the tolerance in you. Isn't it? Human qualities are missing. In some houses, though, the dushtata, the rakshasatva, begins from the fourth and fifth year of the child. You understand? He is observing from the time he is able to observe. He has learned from all of them. Isn't it? Parents unable to give him time. बिठा के ठीक तरह educate करो. From the age of 4 or 5, you can see how the children are behaving. You can see it. So, along with eradicating poverty, along with bringing the outer comforts, etc., let the hearts of everyone also be like the temples with the idol there as the ideals that my life, my presence should be happy to everyone and to me too. Let the tenderness, that sweetness of every expression be learned by me. Let it become natural to me. Let me be able to feel and say and behave with the people around me that you are important to me more than the objects. You are important to me more than me. So your happiness is more important to me than mine. So I am with you. Isn't it? ऐसे एक दूसरे से प्रेम देने में, समझने में कॉम्पीट करे, सेवा करने में कॉम्पीट करे. That is the real maturity. Not in fighting with each other for their own selfishness. It is so painful to see. Very few are the houses where The whole family is happy for the reason that some of them go office at night time, some daytime, मिलते ही नहीं कभी लड़ने को. Isn't it? So that was the thought. We said कि every day some spiritual thought discussing. Today let us see really a common sense thought. This thought which we discussed is improvable. So many things can be added. But it should be practical. Let it start with our own self. आज से घर में पत्नी को नहीं डांटेंगे और पति को नहीं डांटेंगे. कम वाट में. Let us not give that hurt and dukkha even for once. No need. That's not at all a human life. Ah, but they do mistakes. There's a way of telling, isn't it? Yes. But I told already 10 times. 10,000 times you have to tell. That's it. Isn't it? You don't add to the disturbance. वो ऑलरेडी चिल्ला रही है, अभी तुम भी चिल्लाओगे तो फिर चिल्लर जिंदगी हो गया. Like that. Isn't it? Even write to the government to start some organizations or departments with the heads fully matured who go to door and confidentially discuss their domestic problems and वहीं का वहीं सॉल्व कर देवे कि इस तरह से. एंड इट्स सो इजी. इट इज ईगो, इट इज सेल्फिशनेस. दैट्स इट. दिस आर ओनली टू प्रॉब्लम्स, अहंता एंड ममता. अब ये दोनों को कम करते जाओ तो जिंदगी जो है दुख कम हो जाएगा. Isn't it? The reduction in the dukkha is addition in the happiness. Thank you. Today's mantra, let us see the friends. The third aspect after the common sense thought. Which one we'll study today? Mantra. Hmm, ये वाला हम पढ़ेंगे. विष्णु सहस्रनाम श्लोक. Today I remembered that. One of the mantra Bhagavan Bhishmacharya tells to Yudhishthira before starting to tell the 1,000 names of Vishwam, Vishnur, Vashatkaro, etc. उससे पहले कहते हैं, wonderful thought it is, says, Om Anadi Nidhanam Vishnum Sarvaloka Maheshwaram Lokadhyaksham Stuvan Nityam Sarva Dukkha Atigo Bhavetu. That is what is the thing which we discussed also in common sense thought. Sarva Dukkha Atigaha Bhavet. Sarva means all. Dukkha means miseries. All miseries. Atigaha means Atitya Gacchati. पार करके जाएगा. Means he will achieve the Dukkha Rahitya Sthiti. Sarva Dukkhatigo Bhavet. No more Dukkha will be there. Adi Bhautika, Adi Daivika, Adhyatmika Dukkha to that person. Whom, to whom? The one who is blessed by Vishnu Bhagavan Narayana. How the Bhagavan blesses? When this person does the stuti of that Bhagavan, Nityam continues. In the background, knowing the glory of that Paramatma. So in this mantra that is said. One, Anadi Nidhanam Vishnum. Second, Sarvaloka Maheshwaram. Third, Lokadhyaksham. Stuvan Nityam. All the time when you are in the stuti, upasana, prarthana to that Vishnu, he will give such facilities, outer and inner, that one slowly transcends all the dukkhas. And when the spiritual vision itself opens up, that everything is Brahman and I am that, there is no trace or chance of any dukkha later. That's the meaning of Sarva Dukkhan Atitya Gacchati, Sarva Dukkhatigo Bhavet. And who is that Lord? Anadi Nidhanam. The one who is Adi Nidhana Rahita. Adi means creation or birth, Nidhanam is death. So that Lord who is birth, change, old age, Growth, deathless Bhagwan. है ना? If the Bhagwan grows and becomes old, कब भगवान शुरू हुए सृष्टि के शुरुआत में? अभी तक तो इतने बुढ़े होने चाहिए हो. Isn't it? But he is beyond the time, therefore he is Adi Antarahita. Anadinidana. Second, Vishnu, the one who is all pervading. Sarvaloka Maheshwaram. See, Tameshwaranam cha Param cha Maheshwaram. That's what we are studying in the Upanishad also. He is the Maheshwara for all the lokas. All these worlds are not mechanically, independently running. There is somebody, conscious entity, who is making the entire show happen. That is called as Sarvaloka Maheshwara. And Loka Adhyaksha. Adhi Aksha. Adhi means very consciously, carefully. Aksha means having the eyes to see. Like in an organization, is called Adhyaksha. Adhyaksha is, he is with his Aksha eyes seeing that all the things are done well. And his main instrument is Karya Darshi, that is secretary. His job is to plan out and take the permission from the Adhyaksha and give those works to other members and they execute it. So in this way, Bhagavan is Lokadhyaksha. He is watching everything in this world every moment. So this Lord who is Anadinidhanam, this Lord who is Vishnu, who is this Lord who is Sarvaloka Maheshwara, this Lord who is Lokadhyaksha, that Vishnu. Stuvan Nityam. So through this Vishwam Vishnu Vashatkaro Sahasranama or any other stotras, when one does the stotra of that Lord from the heart, Nityam, continuously, Saradukhatiko Bhavi, all the Sharirika, Manasika, Artika, Sambandha Sambandhi, all the dukkha's, that individual goes beyond. Good thought, no? That no more dukkha should be with me. My Lord will bless. Let me do the Nitya Stuti of that Paramatma. That's the mantra. Let us chant. Om. Remember Bhagavan Vishnu's form in the heart. Know that Paramatma is very much there. Have that faith that he is listening. Have that faith that he has all Shakti, power, willingness to bless. Every day these mantras when we are learning, they're not just like that. In each of the mantra, whichever the Devata we are doing namaskara to, Stuti we are doing too, prayer we are extending. That Devata is very much there. May that Shraddha come, may that Sharanagati come, may that total devotional chanting happen through us. In the class, number of times 10, 11, 12, of the class also, that very same day make a point. आज जो मंत्र सीखा हमने उसका हम 540 बार पढ़ेंगे 5 मालास और एनीथिंग हाउ मच वर इज पॉसिबल टू यू 324 करेंगे 3 माला दैट इज हाउ tuning to the divine, blessed by the divine, getting that wisdom as to how to live life and what for, we can really become or make our life meaningful. Start. ॐ अनादिनिधनं विष्णुं सर्वलोकमहेश्वरं लोकाध्यक्षं स्तुवन्नित्यं सर्वदुःखातिगो भवेत् 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 Om Anadinidhanam Vishnum Sarvalokamaheshwaram Lokadhyaksham Stuvannityam Sarvadukkatigo Bhaved. Om Anadinidhanam Vishnum Sarvalokamaheshwaram Lokadhyaksham Stuvannityam Sarvadukkatigo Bhaved. Every day take some time to do the stuti of the Lord through stotras, etc. Om Anadinidhanam Vishnum Sarvalokamaheshwaram Lokadhyaksham Stuvannityam Sarvadukkatigo Bhaved. Om Anadinidhanam Vishnum Sarvalokamaheshwaram Lokadhyaksham Stuvannityam Sarvadukkatigo Bhaved. Omanaadinidhanam Vishnum Sarvalokamaheshwaram Lokadhyaksham Stuvannityam Sarvadukkatigo Bhavet. Om Anadinidhanam Vishnum Sarvalokamaheshwaram Lokadhyaksham Stuvannityam Sarvadukkatigo Bhavet. Friends, today, once and once for all, let us become clear about few aspects. Point one, these are the various dukkhas generally we all have. Point two, the moolas for that dukkha are plenty, hetus, inner and outer. Third, samoola dukkha nirmulana can be achieved. Fourth, for that all resources of wisdom, the resources outer are required. 3 points. Now the fourth is very crucial. It is the Lord alone who provides all these outer and inner resources for removing all the dukkha along with the root. Develop that faith and take that Lord in whatever the form, the Narayana, Rama, Krishna, Vishnu, Shiva. This Lord is Anadinidhana. This Lord is Sarva Vyapaka. He is Sarvaloka Maheshwara. He is the Loka Adhyaksha. He is Sarvagna. He is Sarvashaktiman. So through this particular Nama, I am doing his Japa. Or through this particular Stotra, I am doing his Tsuti, and I am conscious about his powers, and I am consciously praying to him that, O Lord, this is what I am doing your Stuti. Please take me across all the dukkhas, remove all dukkhas from me. Hereafter, no need to approach anybody for solution to any problem. It's not solving one problem that is required. It is to see that the problems are not generated. The non-generation problem happens when we are wise from within. The wisdom is given to us by the divine. Divine gives us that wisdom and we do this stuti upasana to him. Whether it is a financial problem, whether it is a health problem, whether it is a social problem, it's a mental problem, or a spiritual problem. What is spiritual problem you and I are facing? कि साधना नहीं हो पा रहा है जो चाह रहे हैं उनके लिए, जो नहीं चाहते, not able to do that meditation, not able to come to class regularly, not able to do the study at home. These are all our dukkhas. One solution is my Lord. अब भटको मत इधर उधर आज के बाद. एक भगवान का रूप को पकड़ो, whoever you like. Then select some stotras. Then write down in what language, what way you want to pray. To chant that mantra and pray to him in that language which you have jot it down, and just wait. You will see that the Lord will answer. भटकना बंद करो अभी. मेरे प्रभु मेरे सारे दुखों से मुझे मुक्ति देंगे. No, I am praying to him. And all the dukkhas are because of ignorance. He will give us wisdom. Wisdom removes the ignorance, the root cause of all the dukkha. Samoola nirmulana of all the dukkhas through right understanding the Lord. He may enter into us and make us awaken to that knowledge. He may come to us in the form of a book or a person, a guru. कैसे भगवान हमारे घर आना चाहते हैं, हमारे यहाँ उनकी मर्जी है. काम रूपिणी, काम रूपः, इच्छा रूपः. But he will see that the dukkha is removed from the root cause. Hope it is caught today once for all. Anything. Your children not getting job or not getting educated properly or not getting married or not gelling properly with the spouse who कोई भी समस्या हो प्रभु ही एक समाधान याद रख लेना and don't doubt the power of that Prabhu. He shall remove those problems. Don't doubt at all. He is meant for that only. And the remembrance of Prabhu by himself, by itself, is again a great spiritual sadhana. Isn't it? This is the today is our from this shloka the learning. Every day we are doing shlokas only to increase our faith in that Ishvara and asking him to bless us with the solution for our problems. But today, especially, let us become more aware. No other equally suffering human beings should be approached for solution. Some gurus you can ask them, they give some wisdom, we have to receive it. Use it. But when you pray to the Paramatma, Sarva Dukkha Atigaha Bhavet. है ना? And the entire Puranic literature talks about this only. You know, the Sudhama's Dukkha. Bhagavan removed by all, giving all riches. The elephant's Dukkha, Bhagavan removed by, coming in the Hari Rupa and eliminated that crocodile. Everybody's Dukkha, if you see, the Sita Mata's Dukkha is removed by going and eliminating Ravana there. आप पूरे पुराण इतिहास पढ़ो भगवान कृपा इन रिमूविंग दुख ऑफ द जीवास thousands and thousands and thousands of stories and every day we have to study then that faith in the Lord that he will remove my dukkha is maintained, sustained. Then pray to him, hey Prabhu, remove the dukkha of all the living beings, all the jivas. I am the praying, remove my dukkha also, aswasthata dukkha, dhana samasya dukkha, whatever is there, Prabhu, with all deep faith in you, that you are listening to my these prayers and you have all the capacity and willingness to remove my dukkha, I am praying to you. And especially we are having the adhyatmika dukkha now, that this knowledge has to permeate, percolate into us. That knowledge, wisdom alone should be lived as a sthita prajna and jivan mukta. Please bless. See that sarva dukkhati ko bhavet, such mantra Bhagavan gave today to chant. And that our common sense thought also was the same one, that people are becoming dukhi at home and making each other also dukhi. Isn't it? मैं तो कहता हूँ start doing such upasanas, satyanarayana kathas, etc. Invite your friends, relatives. Tell them the sankalpa is the sarva dukkha nivaranartham ganapati pujam. सर्व दुख निवारणार्थम विष्णु सहस्रनाम पारायणम सर्व दुख निवारणार्थम गीता पारायणम सर्व दुख निवारणार्थम गायत्री होमम हवनम करते रहो बाबा प्रभु की कृपा भरपूर चाहिए because of the absence of the grace of the Lord, because we are not invoking. The devil in us, the ego with his materialism and selfishness, is ruling his own heart and every the outer world, giving nothing but destruction, nothing but misery. Thank you. Om 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 Sahanavavatu Namo Brahmadibhyo Yerime Gurubhi Purvam Shankaram Shankaracharyam Nitaye Sarva Vidhyanam Shrutismriti Purananam Brahmanandam Paramasukadam Om Parabrahmane Shrutimatre Samasta Brahma Vidyacharibhyo Namaha Sankalpa Tesham Kripaya Upanishadukta Brahmatmaikyo Asmin Kshineva मोक्ष कैवल्य प्राप्त्यर्थम सनातन धर्म से विश्वव्याप्ति विश्वध्यात्मिक प्रगत्यर्थम धर्म संस्थापकानां निरंतर दिग्विजयार्थम श्री राम मंदिरवत् शिवकृष्णादिमन्दिरादीनां पुनर्वाप्तितेषु निरन्तर शास्त्र अध्ययनादीनां द्वारा भारतवर्षस्य सनातनधर्मस्य बाह्याभ्यन्तर शत्रुघ्नसमूलनिर्मूलनपूर्वक भारतवर्षे विश्वे अस्मात् क्षणादारभ्य वैदिकैन्दव संस्कृतेः धर्ममोक्षपुरुषार्थानां सुसम्प्रतिष्ठावाप्त्यर्थम् अस्यां कक्षायाम् आगतानां सङ्कल्पितसत्कर्मसु दिग्विजयार्थं तेषां हृदये परब्रह्मादीनां प्रतिभक्त्यादीनां द्वारा जन्मसाफल्यार्थं कृष्णयजुर्वेदीय श्वेताश्वतरोपनिषदः अद्य शङ्कर भाष्यसमेत अध्ययन साधनाप्रयत्नं मोक्षार्थं वयं सर्वे करिष्यामहे। ओम नित्यानंदम निराधारम। ओम पारायणमथ पंचमोऽध्यायः। Let us chant 4, 5, 6. ओम सर्वादिश ऊर्ध्वमधश्च तिर्यक प्रकाशयन् भ्राजते यद्वनड्वान् एवं स देवो भगवान् वरेण्यः योनिस्वभावान् अधितिष्ठत्येकः यच्च स्वभावं पचति विश्वयोनिः वाच्यांश्च सर्वान् परिणामयेत् यः सर्वमेतद् विश्वमधितिष्ठत्येकः गुणांश्च सर्वान् विनियोजयेत् यः तद्वेदगुह्योपनिषत्सु गूढं तद्ब्रह्मा वेदते ब्रह्मयोनिं ये पूर्वं देवा ऋषयश्च तद्विदुः ते तन्मया अमृता वै बभूवुः. Chanted. Now our sixth chapter, seventh mantra with Bhashyam. Very precise, exhaustive explanation we saw of it. But we just have to see the summary. Om Tamishwaranam Paramam Maheshwaram Tam Devatanam Paramam Chadaivatam Patim Patinam Paramam Parastat Vidama Devam Bhuvanesha Medyam. So these rishis giving their experience testimonial that that Lord we have known. In this explanation, if you are consciously listening, analyzing, understanding, you can see they are mentioning about the Lord whom they have known with the Swarupa Lakshana and Tatastha Lakshana. With the Tatastha Lakshana, he is known as the Vishwadipati by being the Sarva Shakti Adipati. So therefore, in our outer Vyavahara with the Upadhi Sthai, knowing that Lord should be followed by Sharanagati to that Lord through Bhakti. Vidama Devam. That's what we just saw 2 minutes back. Now my heart has recognized the presence of all powerful Lord. And my heart has recognized the need and possibility of tuning to the Lord through various upasanas, prayers. I am convinced now that I pray to Him, He will remove my dukkhas, which we saw 1-2 minutes back. Here is same way these gurus have seen that Ishvara with the Tatastha Lakshanatva, where he is an Ishvara wielding the entire Maya Shakti. And here these rishis also have Vidama when they say, know that Paramatma transcendental also, who is Kevala Satswarupa, Kevala Chitswarupa, Kevala Ananta. At that understanding level, it is oneness with that Lord. In the evening class, we are seeing now that Tattvamasi Mahavakya, oneness with between the Jiva and Ishvara or Atma and Brahma. We started a 1 month text. It will be every day. We will study 1 or 2 sloka. Here also, Vidama Deva means we have realized our oneness with that Brahman. Therefore, we have no problem within us because we are one with Brahman. We have no problem without us because we know we have recognized that Ishvara and tuned to him with our वर्णाश्रम व्यवहार एज वेल एज भक्ति शरणागति. अब देखो जब इतनी स्पष्टता आ जाती है जिंदगी में और वो उसका जीने का आदत हो जाता है. आई एम लिविंग विजडम. नो चांस फॉर एनीथिंग टू मेक अस मिजरेबल. सो द भाष्यकार's भाष्य is तमीश्वराणाम इति मंत्र I am explaining. So tam means that Lord. That goes with Vidama. Tam Vidama, we know that Lord. We have known that Lord. There is no non-information. There is no only information level. There is further the contemplation. There is doubtless understanding and acceptance. That's called as Tam Vidama. We know for certain. We know for sure. We know by experience. Even that Saguna Ishvara also has given us darshanam. And we got a boon blessing from him, like the Leela in the evening Yoga Darshanam, Yoga Vasama. She did Upasana to Mother Saraswati. When Mother came, you know what she asked? One though she asked her husband, if at all he leaves before, he should be here. Second one she asked was, whenever I want, you must be available to me to sort out my problems, to answer my questions, doubts. No, Mother said, Tatastu. That's why Leela can invoke Mother anytime. Like that, there are many Parama Bhaktas who can invoke the Lord anytime for solving their own problem and also the problems of the world. That is the meaning of Vidama. We know by our experience that the Lord is there. Okay? So too the Nirguna Brahman also Vidama. There's no doubt at all. We are in the highest knowledge of Upanishads and we deeply contemplated and we know there's nothing called as matter, there's nothing called as Dvaita. Everything is pure consciousness, which is Advaita. That is the other extreme permanent solution. That also Tam Veda or Vidama Tam. So Tam Vidama, that Lord, that which is called as Tasmin Drushte Paravare, the transcendental as well as the immanent. Both God's expressions we have realized. So Tam Vidama. Whom I will know him? Ki Ishwaranam Vaivasata Yamadinam Paramam Maheshwaram. So Tamishwaranam Paramam Maheshwaram. Ishwaram Kavi Ishwar. So the Ishwaras are the Vaivasvata Yama Adi, who are managing the show of the world. We have realized the Parama Maheshwara of all of them. He who has no other Ishwara beyond him. Him we have recognized. Tam Ishwaram Nam Paramam Maheshwaram Vidama. Add the word Vidama. You and I, first, as some information we know, but convincing to the heart we have not yet. If we are convinced, our upasanas, pujas will be full of faith, regularly they'll happen. Wherever, whenever we are not worshipping God means we have no faith in the Lord. That means our knowledge about the Lord is not pakka. Whenever I am suffering, it's a sign that I have not recognized the Lord. Because a bhakta cannot suffer. He says, my Lord is there to take care. In that way, we can understand whether we have understood this or not. Ishwaranam Paramam Maheshwaram Vidama. No, actually here the meaning is what? I am in direct tune with the Parama Maheshwara, and with these Ishwaras, any of the problem I have or they have problem, this Parama Maheshwara will set them right. Ishwaranam Paramam Maheshwaram Vidama. And Vedanta दृष्टि से that ईश्वराणाम परम महेश्वर अगर किसी को होना है तो he should be all pervading. If he should be all pervading, he is necessarily should be free from all the gross qualities of Rupa Nama Gunas. If the Rupa Nama Guna Rahita, if somebody is there, it must be Sat only. It must be Chit only. And if that Sat Chit, which is beyond Rupa Nama and Guna, has to be all pervading, it should be pervading me also every moment. Therefore, the analysis on the meaning of the sentence Ishwaranam Paramam Maheshwaram takes us to that Supreme Brahman. So, Ishwarana means many, many Ishwaras are there. He is Parama Maheshwara means what? He must be having all powers. He must be everywhere. If he is everywhere, in everything, he cannot be conditioned by any Rupanama. Because Rupanama conditions somebody to Desha and Kala. So if somebody has to be Parama Maheshwara of all the Ishwaras, he should be beyond Desha Kala. Therefore, he should be beyond Rupanama. What is that which is beyond Rupanama and what is that which is beyond Desha Kala? Only one thing called Sat. Pure existence is the one which is in all Desha, in all Kala, in all Rupa, in all Nama, without Desha Kala Rupa Nama touching it. Isn't it? Therefore, who is the Ishwaranam Parameshwaram? He has to be Sachidananda Parabrahma only. If he is Sachita and he is all pervading, he should be in me also. Therefore, inevitably, this discussion leads to the realization of the Brahman everywhere, and it is me. That's the beauty of this mantra. In the same way, another experimentation. Ishwaranam Parameshwaram. Now, tam devatanam cha paramam cha daivatam. Second one. What is this? Tam devatanam indradinam paramam cha daivatam. All these indradis are the great powerful gods executing the work given to them. But not they are not the greatest, powerful most. There is somebody beyond even them too, commanding them. That Parama Daivata among all the Devatas, we have Vidama, we have no. So their intellects have no doubt about their own position, the position of the so-called contributing human beings in the world, the position of variety of Adhisthana Devatas, the position of the higher Devatas like Indradi, the Yamadi, the position of Brahma Vishnu Maheshwara, and they also know the position of the ultimate Ishvara with Shakti, and without Shakti, the Ishvara is called Brahman. So they know all that positions of the divinity. That's the meaning of Tam Devatanam cha Indradinam Paramam Daivatam Vidamaha. Okay. Third one, Patim Patinam. Patinam. Patinam means Praja and Prajapatinam Patim Vidamaha. All these Prajapatis, including the rishis, who are the cause for the entire human generation to happen, and these rishis standing as the Gotra Adhisthana, they are there to command and guide. And of all these Prajapatis, that Lord is a Pati, even to them or him we have no. So Ishvara me Parameshwar, Devata me Param Devata, Patim Patinam means Prajapatinam. Patim. We know. And fourth one is Paramam Parastat. What do you mean by Parastat Paramam? Parastat Parataha means Aksharat. So Aksharat Parastat Parataha Paramam. So here the Akshara किसको कह सकते हैं? The imperishable, the Maya Shakti of Paramatma. So beyond that Maya Shakti is that Paramatma. Him we have realized. So the testimonial from these people that they say they have realized. And these three or the four of them, the Ishvara of all Ishvaras, the Paramadevata of all the Devatas, the Prajapati Nam of all Prajapati is the Pati, and the fourth one is Aksharat Parata Param. They give the complete picture about the Paramatma's glory. Isn't it? Know that he is there. Know that he can be invoked in any of the Devata form. Full faith you have him. And as told to us in Puranas, follow any of the technique of worshipping him. You will see that you won't suffer and others too don't suffer. Today's morning topic the same. And the same Lord, to fulfill all these things, ultimately he has to be the one without second Brahman. Realize him as one's own self. So we have realized him. So Vidama, we know it. The fifth one is Devam, that Ishvara of all the Ishvaras, the Devata of all the Devatas, the Pati of all Prajapatis, the one who is beyond the Akshara. How do you know him as? Basically, Devam. What do you mean by Devam? Dyotanatmakam. Dyotanatmakam means he is the pure consciousness. Dyotanatmakam, the one whose Atma is Dyoti. Atma means the self. So Dyuti means Prakasha. Prakasha Chaitanya Prakasha. Which is Swarupa Parabrahma we have known. Jyotanatmakam. Then the sixth point is Bhuvananam Isham Bhuvanesham. With all his power, he is the Ishvara for all the Bhuvanas of all the Brahmandas. Ananta Koti. Means what? That entity Paramatma is always there. These people by being taught by their gurus through their own abhyasa have firmly established in the presence of that both Paramatma Saguna Nirguna Nirguna Brahmame, they have recognized him with their oneness on the seat of meditation and Sagunuka Ituna Upasana Karike. Anytime they invoke the God into their life, or anytime they can go to the loka into which the Lord is there, and anything they ask from the Lord will fulfill. That's the meaning of Vidama. See that beauty. You and I also have to lift our minds and intellects to this understanding as well as the practice. ऐसा हमारा स्थिति होना है कि ओम नमो नारायण कहते ही नारायण भगवान प्रत्यक्ष होकर बोलो भक्त क्या चाहिए तुमने मेरे को बुलाया. Naraji has this power. Anytime he closes eyes and says Narayana to come, Narayana comes to his heart. But he doesn't disturb Narayana much. You understand? This sloka has this type of thing to convey to us that through our manasika, bauddhika, sadhana, reach to that stage of knowing the presence of Bhagavan in both transcendental and the Ishvara Rupa. As a transcendental is Satchidananda Brahma, at that time we are one with him. There is knowing him is being one with. So to at the Upadhi level, we have recognized the presence of that Ishvara who with the other Ishwaras, other Devatas, other Prajapatis running the show of the entire cosmos. We have recognized his presence and we are tuned to him with various Shraddha Yukta, Bhakti Yukta Upasana. Isn't it? And we transcended our Upadhi Tadatma. Therefore, from him we don't ask anything for our Upadhi. We see the jivas with upadhi suffering, so we invoke his grace to remove the suffering of all the jiva. We know that suffering ends finally on the spiritual cognition. Therefore, we worship that Ishvara, requesting to bless the universe with the spiritual recognition. See the clarity there. So the mantra, the meaning of the mantra, the sadhana and anubhuti in the mantra for us, and through that mantra, the consequential service to the world. ऐसा इस मंत्र को विशेष रूप से पढ़ना है. सो तम ईश्वराणाम परमं महेश्वरं विदामः तम दैवतानां च परमं दैवतं विदामः पतिं प्रजापतीनां विदामः. Then set of three things हो गए. Then fourth one is अक्षरात् परतः. Fifth one is भुवनेशम. Sixth one is ईड्यम. है ना? Idyam means the stutyam. Bhuvananam isham bhuvanesham. And the last one is idyam. The only one worthy of worship, worthy of stuti. We have realized. Then little extension of this topic when we study the Puranas and all. कि actually जब ईश्वर उनका ईश्वर कहा, देवताओं का देवता कहा, do you mean to say really so many Ishwaras, Devatas, Prajapatis are existing? The higher fact is what? He is one without second, which is infinite Maya Shakti. He alone is expressing as so many Devatas, so many Prajapatis, so many of the, what do you call them, Ishwaras. That is the ultimate. एक ही इतने का बनने का नाटक कर रहे हैं. That we have realized. एको बहुनाम अहम एको हम बहुश्याम. Right? Now the next mantra, Katham Maheshwaratam Itya, of that Paramatma. What is the meaning of the word that he is Maha Ishwara? है ना? प्रजापतियों का भी महा ईश्वर, देवताओं का भी महा ईश्वर, ईश्वरों का भी महा ईश्वर का, है ना? How is it happening? How is it? Why is it? To this question, when the answer is given, that answer guides us to the understanding of that Paramatma to be Nirguna Nirakara Brahma. Chant the mantra, see the meaning tomorrow. Natasya karyam karanancha vidyate natat samasthabhyadikascha drishyate parasya shaktira vividaiva shruyate swabhaviki jnana kriya cha. Good mantra. Let us ponder over it tomorrow. Thank you. Om Purnamada. Om 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 Purnamada. Shruti Matre Namaha. Tatsat Brahmarpanamastu. Thank you, friends. God bless you. Study Gita.